Well, sorry I'm already sweaty, but I'm working on cleaning this area up right here. Things I have to find. I've got my anvil. Here, let me do it like this. You can see my anvil right there. I've got that, and I got it's probably a pine tree. It's probably like that big around. Probably maybe, I don't know, 4 foot maybe a little over. Next question is, can I get it from where it is, one off of it, roll it, stand it up, put it on my my cart or hauler or whatever you want to call it. You'll see it. And get it over there where I was doing the stuff for forging. And be able to get my anvil on top of it, secure my anvil, put my chain around it, then go from there and see if I can get that done. But I'm going to be working on this. Clean this all up. I got to find a place for all this stuff. Got to find a place for all this stuff. That way at least the front living room area will be clear. And I can do, and I also found something else. I found a forging hammer. At least one of them. I got another one like this somewhere in this house. I just have to find it. It's got the two ends like this instead of, it's got this end. It's got this end on both sides instead of just like this and this. Now these, I'm going to turn these in to tongs where I can secure a rebar. Here, let me find some rebar. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to heat this end up and see if I have enough to put it around like that and make it circle like rebar. That way I can bring rebar in and out. I don't use these for anything else, so I'll use these for that. I'm going to have to take it down from the tip here. See how thin that is? So I'll have to be the little bit thicker part right here. So I'll have like, maybe I'll do a hook on it or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I can hook stuff with it and stuff like that. Bring it down and get it tapered out so it'll actually work on rebar. And try it that way and see if that works. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it or not. But that's one project I'm going to do today. I'm just getting stuff ready. So I got to do my cleanup here. Make sure. Here, let me turn you around. So I got all this. I got to find a place for all this stuff right here. Now I'm going to use these. I'm going to use one of them for another plate I have, which, let me turn you back around, which I actually have to find again because it's in this house somewhere. Found it. This is what I was talking about. It's for the railroads. So the wood tie goes right in the middle right here. And you know how the railroad nails are? They go down and they come over. You tap them in, it goes into the wood and leaves those railroad ties there. But this is what I was talking about. I can use this back side of it. And I can also use, so I don't know if they'll fit or not, they might. But I've got the welding stuff, the tools that come with it, the cutter and all that kind of stuff, and you can cut it with hammer and cut everything down. They may work in these holes, I'm not for sure, but we gonna find out. So I'm gonna get it cleaning and see if I can find everything and get you back and get to forging. You're blessed, all of you. You're one of a kind. You're blessed, so bless those in need. Thank you. I'll be back. All right, let's see what we can make. Got the hammer. Got my platform I use to do the pounding. Let's start this sucker up. Let's say we tighten that up. So we get that a little tighter. I'll be back. Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully I got this tight enough. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can get these. See how we can get this right here for rebar. So what I want is I want this to be able to go over that in a circle. That way I can pull in and out rebar when I'm doing forging. See if I can do that. First I'm gonna have to do something about this plastic right here. So let me shut this off. Looks like I can either burn this off, which I don't want. I don't want to burn it off because I don't want all that. I'll just cut it off. I'll go get me a knife. Then I'll just cut the rubber off because I can cut it back to about right here. So let me do that. I'm gonna go grab me a knife. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut some of this off. Probably gonna cut it to probably right here. And that's already getting hot. So I'll cut this other side. There we go. We can just cut that off. one piece. Two pieces. There we go. It's a little better. Let's heat it up again. You ready? You sure? Well, let's go. May try something with this bolt too. I don't know if it actually will, but I may try making it like a draw knife out of this. But I do not know what kind of metal and what kind of steel this is or metal this is, so I'm hoping it's steel, but who knows what it could be. We'll find out though once we heat it up, right? Wonder what I can make out of this. Who knows? I do know it's hot out here. Getting this thing cooking don't make it any less hotter. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. Let's find out. Starting to dry a little bit. Try the big one, see what it does. That's going to take a lot of drawing on that. longer bolts too. It's only gonna work for so long on this. Got to give me some gloves too. See, only so long. Sucker's really glowing in there. Look at that. I gotta move that brick over though. So I gotta bring it where it's at and move it over. There we go. I need to run in and get some gloves. So I will be right back. I gotta work on that too and figure something else out on that. So I will be back. All right, let's see if I work this out. Turn this back on. Let me get this out. We don't need that right now. Don't want to burn that. Let's put that here. I got it sitting right here. Hopefully that'll work. Running out of fuel. Cut that tip, those tips off. I may wind up cutting it off right about here to get the thicker end, because I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to wind up cutting this tip off. So I'm going to cut it off to right about in here. I don't want to touch it because I know it's hot. piece, so I might be able to use this blunt end right here to do that. Or this right here. Or just do that. It'll come off at some point. I'll edit through this stuff too, so it's not as long. But I gotta find my forging tools, so. You got like the round tip, the cutting tip, and all that you can put in your anvil. But I gotta set my anvil up too with those pines I got over here. Because trying to set the anvil on this, it's not heavy enough to do anything. Bounce all over the place. Take a little bit, but you can see it's hot. I may take that rubber all the way off because it's getting shorter. Give me some gloves though. Yeah, let me do that. Let me pause. I'll go in and get me some gloves. Take a little bit more to draw that out. I may have to think of something else or improvise. Need to draw that. I need to draw that out some more, but it's getting real thin. So I'm gonna break those pieces off right there. Try to straighten it up a little bit and see, and go from there. But maybe we'll find out, see if it holds or not. If not, I'll figure something else out. Maybe cut it down a little bit and spread it out that way. And that's just working with a little bit of it, not a lot of it. Like the rebar to do that. Be a lot easier doing it with that much instead of that much. So that's why I may cut those little tabs off right here. Get them off. And go down to the thicker stuff down here and see if I can work it out like that. And see what happens, or just kind of bend it if I can't. But if I bend it, it'll probably break. So I'll work something else out. But we'll keep going on it and see what happens if I can get it probably down enough, or maybe fold it. I need to get borax so I can weld them together, but I don't have any borax right now. And I'll show you that process too. But that's the beginning of it. Not the end of it, but the beginning of it. But like I said, once I get that, or I may just go on like Amazon and buy tongs for that. That way I can do like bolts like this and heat this up to see what I can make out of it. Try to draw a knife. But I don't think I'm going to do a draw knife out of this. Maybe a smaller one. But this is probably what I'm going to make a draw knife out of. It's a lot better. I got to clean it up though. But this will work better. Could even make something out of this. Don't know what, but I can make a draw knife out of this too. I just got to get my sharpening skills down. Now, if I go from start to finish on this stuff, it's going to be a really, really long video. It's only like a 13, it's probably about a half-hour video now. Because I stop back and forth, so I'll make it about a half hour, 25 minutes to a half hour, something like that. But I got 2 tanks of propane, plus a couple more that I think may have propane in them. But I can just go down to the local store and buy propane if I need it. But it works. It really gets hot, but I may need to open up the back end of that and just let it open up like that, let air come through it on both sides instead of closing it like that. But who knows? Here, let me see. There we go. Just leave it open like that. Speaking of that, let's test that theory, shall we? Yeah, let's test that theory. trying to do the circle motion, or the circle coming down like this on a piece of rebar. They make those for the forging and the anvils. You stick in and you can do it that way. It makes it a lot easier. Those tools I have inside that house somewhere. I just don't know where. But I will find them at some point. Then I can get the anvil out and use it. Once I get a piece of pine right there, from there over here, then I can really work it out. Get the anvil mounted to it. I got to get the long screw bolts. Screw them down. Get it all put in like it needs to be. Then I'll be good to go. Leaves are ringing in your ear. That's why you need ear protection, which I need to get. I got it in the house. I just haven't put it in yet. But hitting that like that, I'm an anvil. Yeah, you need ear protection. But you got rednecks and country boys like me. That's one of these days I won't be able to hear it all. Of course, I'll probably be cremated by then, but who knows? just more stable in this vise. There's some of the curvature I want. But I may need to fold this. I may need to do a fold and weld on this to get enough out of it to do that. It takes a pretty good while to become a blacksmith. I'm not now, nor have I been a blacksmith. Not a professional per se. I'm just like a shade tree mechanic. I get into a lot of stuff, and I just do stuff like this. I mean, either it comes out good or it don't. Either or. But I'll get better at it as I go. But I'll show you actually a good way to draw this out too. Going a different route on the hammer. So instead of using it this way, use it the other way. And hitting it in the middle. See the indentations it leaves? Kind of draws it out a little bit more so you can get the half moon you want. It's a lot easier if you have more than one person too. One doing the holding, the other doing the hammering and stuff. It's a lot easier that way. There we go. See how it's starting to half moon out? And I still got some meat left on it. But that's why I need to get the others, like once I do the other rebar, the two pieces I have, get them together so they're like the needle nose pliers, long. Do that to the ends of them. But I'll have my other stuff so it's a lot easier doing it. Like this I can make for the smaller stuff, but not the bigger stuff. Maybe holding the other thing, which is this. Maybe like holding this will work for it. That'll hold that. But that's basically what you're looking for, but a little bit straighter than I did it. That'll hold the rebar. I bring it down. See how that holds the rebar? I have to stretch that end out a little bit. But that'll actually hold the rebar. Just like that. But that's what you're looking for. Because it don't need to be a full half moon. Just about like that is all you need, but it'd be straighter though. But see, it's already got a stress crack in it. See that crack? That's because I got it too hot. The stress cracks happen when it gets too hot. So I gotta turn that down because it's way too hot. That's what you'll get out of this kind of stuff, this rebar like this. It'll start stress cracking if it gets way too hot, because I got it way too hot. Now you can see the stress crack. Now let me see if I can get it to a point where you can see it. Now let me bring it down. See that stress crack? Right there. Stress cracked all the way down. So one, I got it the middle too thin, and two, I got it too hot and it stress cracked it. But I can dip it and break it off. Let's see if that works. See if it'll just snap. There we go. Now you can actually see it better. It's what happens when you get it too hot. So one, I got that forage, I got way too hot. And I need to work it. But I don't need it all red hot when I work it, but I need to work it in increments instead of how I did it, because that's what happens. Just another lesson learned. But it's hot, and I'm going on 33 minutes, so I got to cut it down, but you're one of a kind, you're blessed, so bless those in need. Thank y'all. There'll be more. I'll get better as I go. Stay blessed.